Well, a good midday to everyone on Friday, the 25th of May, 2018. Alberto has arrived. Ta-da! The Scottish name, folks. Boy, this thing, I told you this morning it was intensifying, but it's doing it even faster than I expected. So, here's what's going on with it. All right, the first named tropical storm for the 2018 hurricane season is Alberto. The winds are 30 knots, which equals around 40 miles per hour. The minimum central pressure has dropped. Last time checked early this morning, it was 1009 millibars. Now it's 1005 millibars. If you're tracking it, 19.7 north, 86.8 west. It's moving north-northeast around 6 miles per hour. What does all this mean? Well, we got lots of charts. Let's check them out. First, we have the rainfall, okay? If you are down around the Keys and southern Florida, all the way up over in this area, you have a very good chance now of receiving at least 6 inches of rain. 6 inches of rain. Moving on up to the Panhandle over in the area here, you have a chance of 4 inches of rain as we move easterly some in Florida, all the way down to here. Believe it or not, right in this area on, this is a good 2, and I'm going to say 2 to 3 inches, despite what this chart says. Okay, over right in here where I think it's probably going to come up, we're going to check that in just a moment. Another 6 inches. Wherever you see this orange, 6 inches of rain at least is expected. Dark green is 2 inches at least expected. And up where I'm at, I'm right around in here. I'm going to get 2 inches of rain out of this thing, folks. Can you believe it? Just a little north of me, 1 inch of rain. All the way through central, moving towards western North Carolina, 2 inches of rain. And in western North Carolina, look at that, 6 inches of rain. And in parts of South Carolina, also in Georgia, and in South Carolina along the coast from Wilmington, North Carolina, along the coast of South Carolina, about halfway the state, that's a good 4 inches of rain. So this is what the rain is looking like at this time. Of course, remember, all of this stuff can change, my friends. Now, Alberto is a subtropical storm. Subtropical storm Alberto. This is the current path. It's not wrote in stone or chiseled out. It could change, but this is what it's looking like now. Just as I had suspected, anywhere from the Florida Panhandle over to Mississippi. Now, it's going to remain a storm. Once it hits land, it should start to die down. And after it moves in just a short section of land, it should turn into a depression center as it is showing here. But this could change, and this is all going to happen Monday between 7 a.m. and 7 a.m. Tuesday. The tropical storm watches as of now is down around Cuba and, of course, off the coast of Mexico, right in here. So this is what the time frame's looking like as of now. As of right now, this is tropical wind speeds and where you guys should start to feel them. I'll give you a time frame in a moment. This is just for tropical storm wind speeds, okay? But they're going to go a pretty big swath there. Now what you're looking at here is the 50-knot winds, which is around 58 mile per hour. And I wanted to make sure you guys saw this because wherever it does come in, you guys are going to have some wind speed probabilities in the 50s, close to 60 miles an hour. We'll let it run through one more time right quick, and you can see the areas right up in here. Now this morning, remember I said it could have some hurricane winds in it? Well, it does, as a matter of fact. Wherever you see this, it doesn't look like any of those hurricane winds as of now will reach land, but this is way off, okay? And when I said those winds, I mean in gust. We're still going to have to keep our eyes on it, but this is what it's looking like. This has turned into a real tropical storm, and it looks like it is going to keep building. So we got to keep our eyes out and open. And wrapping it up, here's the key messages from the National Hurricane Center for Subtropical Storm Alberto. Regardless of its exact track and intensity, Alberto is expected to produce heavy rainfall and flash flooding over the northeastern Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, western Cuba, southern Florida, and the Florida Keys. Rainfall and flooding potential will increase across the central Gulf Coast region and the southeastern United States later this weekend and early next week, when Alberto is expected to slow down after it moves inland. Now, Alberto could bring tropical storm conditions and storm surge to portions of the central and eastern Gulf Coast later this weekend and early next week, although it is too soon to specify the exact location and magnitude of these impacts. Residents in these areas should monitor the progress of Alberto, as tropical storm and storm surge watches may be required later today and tonight. And folks, that is the number one killer. I'll just say it. Not that this is going to kill anyone. I certainly hope not. But storm surge, when it comes to hurricanes, is the number one killer. So please, please keep coming back, checking out my updates, because if these storm surge watches come out, which they probably are later today or tonight, you need to know about them in the areas. Now, the rip current's going to be horrendous. It's going to be bad, folks, and it will affect portions of the Yucatan Peninsula and western Cuba, and will likely spread along the eastern and central U.S. Gulf Coast later this weekend. And I think probably all the way up, because we have bad rip current advisories out for where I live. The whole eastern coast is going to have rip current advisories and warnings, as well as around in this area. So please keep this in mind, okay? I'll be back later this afternoon with some up-to-date information on Alberto. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. Please share this video. Keep everyone informed of what's going on in any of these areas, especially Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and so far as the rain goes, South Carolina, North Carolina, on up into Tennessee will receive anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain from Tropical Storm Alberto. Everyone, please be safe. Have a good evening. I'll be back later. Much peace, love, and kindness to all.